What's your name and what do you do?
Hello, my name is Clara Deeks and I'm the director at the DS Group, which is a direct mail, print, marketing and media company based in Essex.
There's no escaping this. It's been a tough year for every single one of us. But can I ask, what's been your personal highlights?
I think I have about 3 personal highlights, to be honest. One of them, or my biggest personal highlight, is putting on the Virtual Designer Awards. Obviously, it was just such a massive disappointment that we couldn't put on a physical event. I was gutted. That is my huge highlight of the year. So to put on the virtual event in a short space of time and it to be the huge success it was, for me, was a huge personal achievement because I don't know about virtual events. It's not an area that I've worked in before, so it was a huge learning curve. And we put it on and it was fantastic. So that's my biggest highlight. My other highlight was that we managed to continue to publish designer magazines throughout entire lockdown. So it's been tough for so many publishers to carry on with their print during lockdown. It's just been difficult. Printers closed, mailing houses closed, people on furlough. But because we're a small business, we managed to carry on producing the magazine, carry on printing them and carry on sending them out. So that was a big highlight, and I suppose my third highlight or challenge, I think you would say, would be homeschooling my children at the same time as working full time. I was working at home for 3 months during lockdown 1, so homeschooling 2 children and carrying on with my work at the same time was a massive challenge, but somehow I pulled it off. So yeah, that's one of my big personal highlights.
What did you learn during the first lockdown?
Okay, I think I learned a lot actually. I think a lot of people have learned a lot during lockdown 1. It put us in a situation that none of us could have foreseen, none of us could have expected, and it was just, a huge shock to everyone. So it was, it made us realise how important teamwork was. We was working remotely. We had to engage and use Zoom, which, I wasn't familiar with. We had to perform meetings in a different way. So working together as a team and keeping that communication up, keeping the positivity up was key. And I learned a lot from that and realised sort of how close we are as a sort of family at the DS Group and how we all really, really need to support each other to sort of produce the products that we do and to keep sort of moving forward. I also learned how important a work-life balance is. I've always been a workaholic. It's in my nature, it's the way I am. But I am a mother of 2 children and sometimes work does come before that. I can't deny that. Being at home for 3 months with my kids whilst I'm still working, it gave me that opportunity to realise actually how important family life is, how much I should be there, probably a bit more for my children, and that really sort of made me sort of reevaluate my life really and put things into perspective. So that was a massive learning curve for me personally. I also learned we're all in the same boat. I think for the first time, no matter what business you're running, no matter what sector you're in, what industry you're in, what job role you do, where you work, we're all in exactly the same boat and we all need to support each other. So I think that's brought everyone together as a sort of huge community and realised that, we just all have to support one another no matter sort of what you do and where you are at in your life. And I suppose the final thing is I realised how social I am. I realised that not being able to do client meetings, not being able to do client lunches, not being able to get out and see people, not being able to go out at the weekends with my friends or going out for dinner was pretty tough, to be honest. So I didn't realise how much of a social person I am. So that was a big learning curve for me. I've sort of had to find hobbies and had to find things to do at home, which has made my life a bit different. So yeah, I've learned a lot in lockdown 1.
We've just come out of our second lockdown. So what are you planning to do for the rest of this year and over the Christmas period to support those who are around you?
Well, we've got we're open right up until Christmas. So we've just produced the December issue of Designer magazine, that's out. We run other contract magazines, so I've got a few of those to publish before the end of the year. We get in all our marketing, all our sort of ducks in a row, so that can all run. Designer Art can run over Christmas. So for us, sort of as a supportive role, it's about supporting the team, making sure everyone's happy and healthy. You know, everyone's back in the office. Lockdown 2 is over. So it's more about, again, regrouping, coming together as the family we are at the DS group, supporting each other, and just making sure we're in a really, really strong position to move forward next year.
What do you do to keep yourself positive?
To keep myself positive, I know this is a personal question, but for me it always leads back to work because that's what keeps me positive. That's what drives me in my life. That's my motivation in my life. So for me, I like to plan. I'm a big planner. So I'm planning ahead for next year. I'm looking ahead in a really, really positive way. I'm doing a lot of research. You know, I'm a publisher. I'm in the media industry. What lockdown had and the whole epidemic this year, what's come out of it is that content is now consumed in a very different way as to how it was consumed 12 months ago. So it's not always about putting a printed magazine in front of everyone. It's about digital content. And how we can progress that and how we can move that forward. So for me, that's really, really exciting because although I was aware of that, I'm not sure all of our audience and our readership was aware of it, and it's escalated it right up to the top to sort of say, okay, right, this is real. You know, people are still going to be working from home foreseeable or for, you know, a period of time. So we need to provide content in a different way. So for me, that motivates me. I'm really excited. We can sort of move forward in a positive way, and I can put forward some plans in place to come out next year sort of on a high and with lots of good strategy in place.
What would you like to say to inspire others?
I think to inspire others, I think what I can say is 2020 has just been a learning process for absolutely everyone. We've had to strip businesses back to basics and sort of reevaluate how we run businesses and how we all work together, and that's been a big learning curve. So I think that's been important, and I think there's a lot of inspiration you can take from that, and business leaders that have sort of turned their businesses around and come out in a different format to move them forward. I think we have to stay healthy. That's obviously vitally important. And the big thing is enjoy your life. It's work-life balance. Like I mentioned right at the beginning, enjoy your work, enjoy your life, work hard, play hard.